Oh, this one's super sad. So reasonable stat line, quest for 2, shift 3, all great characteristics. The fact that there is nothing to
What is up, YouTube? Back again with RMB to bring you the 4th installment of rating the inks. This time we are Ruby. This is going to be into the Inklands, and we have changed the background color to the correct color. Don't at us in the comments. We're professionals. I'm just going to keep going as much as RMB laughs. Today we'll be rating once again in a 1 through 5 star system. I definitely didn't misclick the first time. And yeah, how we doing?
Pretty good. You know, it's gonna be hard to kind of top the Emerald, but there's a couple of really spicy picks in red that I'm a fan of. I'm excited to get through this one today.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get straight into it. First card is Ariel. I saw people hyped about this card, and I don't understand where the hype is. I think it's far too conditional for the effect it gives. I mean, at least it is an evasive, which can always be nice. A low-cost evasive with X and free.
So it's an interesting card. Like I don't hate it. I think that's like a reasonable effect, especially when you consider, you know, if you're trying to curve out, you're going 1, 2, 3, and this is the on 3, effectively using like your 2-drop to sing like a 2-cost song. Say it's what is it? Go the distance. You give the character that sang it evasive, and then Ariel gives your 1-drop evasive. Like maybe it's so that you can turn like a 1-cost 2-quester sideways without like any recourse of it getting attacked back. I think it's interesting. I don't know that the card has a place currently. Like if you stack this up against Ursula, it's definitely no Ursula. But like it's a fair card. It's a fair card. That's the thing. It is a fair card.
But that's the problem. If we're talking about competitive ranking scalings, then a fair card just isn't enough. I know someone in the comments of the last video said they'd rather we give higher star ratings to things that we think have niche usage to casual decks, but we're doing this within the context of competitive play, so if we don't think it'll see any competitive play, it'll be a 1-star. If we think it could see some niche competitive play, 2-star. If we think, you know, it could be seen in some decks but not others, 3 stars. If we think it's an auto-include in certain tier 1 decks, probably 4-star. I mean, if it's just absolutely a meta-defining cracked card, then 5-star. So just to give you guys an idea of the scale we're working with, just because it's a 1-star doesn't mean it's a bad card necessarily. We just don't see it being in any tournament lists ever.
Yeah, I think Ariel's probably comes in at a 2. You know, she's not an auto include. She's got niche applicability.
All right, cool. Next card. Nothing to say there. I think it's, you know, could see some usage one day. Next up, we have Billy Bones. This is a very cool character, but I mean, it's a 6/5 5-cost vanilla that costs for 1. You know, meh. 1-star.
Yeah, it's a 1-star. So like, obviously, Maui is unconditional rush. Like, there's some, you know, it's got the pirate tagline. So like, they're like, oh well, if you have Jolly Roger, then it's just Maui but a pirate. And it quests for 1, but it's not. Maui's just better. I'm never playing Billy Bones over Maui, even in my pirate deck.
We would need to see some further pirate synergy to make that trade-off worth it for the pirate keyword. And coming up next is same card, because I mistyped. All right, and now we've learned how to increment our numbers. Captain Hook, Master Swordsman, is a 5/4. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, ready this character. Can't quest for the rest of the turn. So it's a bit like a Scar, but without the rush, and with a hate effect of Peter Pan loses evasive and can't gain evasive. Peter Pan's not a very common card right now, so that line of text isn't really important to me. The thing we're really looking at is the Scar-like text, but without the rush effect and with such a low amount of health, I don't see this seeing an awful amount of play. It does have the pirate tagline, so maybe it could be a 2-star.
It's also got the captain tagline. Like I put this at a 3-star, and the only reason why is because it is currency play in the pirates deck. You are running Jolly Roger. It's both a pirate and a captain, so Smee turning sideways, you know, doesn't damage himself. And I do treat it kind of exactly like you said. It's a cheaper Scar that can oftentimes, you know, clear some things, but it's also inkable. That's the big plus to it, is that it is in fact an inkable card.
And it comes in at 2 ink cheaper. So I'm sort of pretending that I haven't seen the pirate deck. I have seen a bit of a pirate deck, but I wanted to analyze things from a fresh perspective for the meta set. But yeah, with the synergy of RLS Legacy, which we'll see later, you know, these extra pirate captain tags that are seen in the deck give it a lot more benefit than it does inherently. Yellow Duck. This is a 2-cost, uninkable, free reckless. Now, I actually drafted this card in Limited on Friday. I think it's quite bad because we've got Inkable, 2 free frees in the form of Madam Mim Snake, and Reckless is just a tagline you really don't want to have in this game unless it's for a really good card like Maui.
Yeah, I agree. It's bulk. No one's playing this card. It's also the uninkable of all the 3/3s on 2 that we have. It's like the one that's uninkable.
Yeah, does it even need uninkable? Like, there are things that are free freeze but don't have uninkable, so it's very odd. Hey, free 2, once per turn when this character moves to a location, each opponent loses 1 lore. I can see this card being nuts in like a multiplayer game where you're playing a pirate deck. I don't actually know if it sees play in the modern constructed pirate deck. R&B, does this card see play at all?
No, it's not a pirate. It's just an ally. I do think this card's like quite good though. Like 3/2 is already a relevant stat line on 2 when you think of things like Jafar or like the 2-drop Cheshire Cat. Like it's got a reasonable body, but it also has like an additional line of text. And I think that the additional line of text is very relevant, especially in a location-based synergy. Like I think that this card's like pretty good. I'd probably give it a 2-star.
I think 2-star is fair.
Yeah, we got our first legendary.
And the first legendary is Hydra Deadly Serpent. Whenever this character is dealt damage, deal that much damage to chosen opposing character. Now, this effect is kind of insane in draft, but I don't really see it working that well in constructed. Maybe later on as we get more cards, but it's quite slow to come in. A good way to make this card work is a card like Teeth and Ambitions, because then you can deal 2 damage to itself, deal 2 damage to an opposing character, and then deal another 2 damage procced on top of that from the ability. Is that enough for a 6-cost uninkable?
This card's pretty good, especially if we get to a point where we're in a steel-dominated meta. Like imagine, like you have to take it out. You have to deal with it at some point. It's gonna challenge. It's gonna challenge all of your stuff. It's gonna banish your stuff and then deal more damage to other stuff, and then. Imagine you pair this with, say, Amber, and you have Rapunzel.
Like, being able to heal back up is incredible, for sure.
Yeah, the synergy is definitely there. I think that the card is very strong. I think that the ability is very strong. I don't know that it's found a home yet, but like I'm gonna do some stuff with this card because it looks awesome.
Yeah, I think the meta is just super aggressive right now, so it's a bit too slow. But as the meta slows down, I could see this coming in at a 3, maybe a 4-star, but it's definitely a low 3 for now, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree. Wait till I put it out on turn 4 because I go turn 1 Pluto, turn 2 Doc.
True.
I'm just saying.
I've been surprised at how hard it is sometimes actually to get rid of a Doc unless you have any specific targeted removal. Like that card is very sticky.
Especially on turn 2.
Next up we have Jim Hawkins. This is the card when I first saw it revealed before any location was revealed. I was like, this card is going to be nuts. There's no way something that plays a 4-ink card for free and moves for free, which I didn't even really understand what move was at the time. And as we've seen in the pirate deck, this card is probably the reason that the pirate deck is able to succeed so smoothly.
Yeah, Jim Hawkins is absurd. Free is a keyword that people put on cards that like you have to be careful with, because free is free. If it's free, it's for me. This has free. If it's free, it is definitely for me. I absolutely think that this is the best Ruby card of the set. I definitely would place this in the low 5 category. And the reason why is because of how strong it is. Obviously, it's a build around card. Locations are built around, but we've seen the Ruby Amethyst decks adopt this location control style deck where they're going to consistently deal with your board turns, 1 through 7. Then the Be Prepared is going to clean everything else up. And then they drop a Jim Hawkins, put a legacy in play for free, move him there for free. And like now you have Jim that you have to deal with, and you have this huge health location that you have to deal with. Like you're not coming back from that game, unfortunately. I think this card's very good. This is definitely a 5-star for me. If you wanted to put it at a 4, I wouldn't be mad, but I think it is meta defining.
Oh, I think it's a 5, but I would like to point out that the list, I don't know if this video is coming out before or after that one, but the deck profile I've just done today in my testing, I did play against the new Ruby Amethyst running this card, and after they dropped the Be Prepared, I was still able to beat them with their RLS Legacy on board, but it's certainly scary. It was a very close game because, they give all of their cards evasive, so they can challenge the evasives of an aggro deck. So it was only with, cards like Kit and Genie and Mother Knows Best, but I was able to bounce the cards outside of the location and back into their hand.
Yep, great card.
Well, it's all down here from here, folks. All downhill from here. Next we have another Jim Hawkins. Yeah, it's a free 2, 1 lore. You can shift. Wait, does Jim Hawkins shift? I don't think he does,
No,
does he?
bye.
Nope.
One
Okay.
star. Get out of here.
One star. Just a
Yeah,
two
it's
pirate.
just a
No
carbon
text.
copy of like 12 other characters we have at the same cost and stat line.
Okay, next up is, I mean, it does have pirate tag though, which might make it better than a normal vanilla free to. Next up is free ink, uninkable Kakamora. When you play this character, each opponent loses 1 lore. This is just Aladdin, but with 1 more attack and uninkable, so I don't see why you'd ever play it.
And Aladdin doesn't see play either. This is another bulk box for me.
Aladdin hasn't seen play since set 1. The power level has risen considerably since then. Next up is one of the most insane cards in Ruby, probably one of the best removal tools in Ruby out of all the sets now, the 6-cost uninkable Madame Medusa 4/4. When you play this character, banish chosen opposing character with 3 attack or less. In most situations, this is just a Tremaine where you get to choose the target, and that is incredible.
Yeah, card's absolutely absurd. It's hideous. Like, I don't want to play Ruby because, like, if you're playing Ruby, you almost have to play this card, and it's just such an ugly card to look at. Like, I don't want to see it in my hand. I don't want to see it on my side of the board. And I really don't want to see it on my opponent's side of the board because I like casting things like Robin Hood and Beast. And, like, yeah, this card's nuts. This card is absolutely bonkers. She is a little bit slow. She is a better Tremaine. I don't think she's as good as Jim Hawkins. I don't think she's as good as, you know, Ursula. I don't think she's as good as Bare Necessities, but I would give her a solid 4.
Yeah, I'd say 4 stars good. It's pretty much an auto-include in Ruby decks now because of how versatile it is.
Hideous art, though.
Next up, we have Maui Bird version. 3-cost, uninkable, 5/2, Reckless. Whenever a character of yours named Hey Hey quests, this character gets +1 and loses Reckless this turn. Unfortunately, that's a lot of text for doing a whole lot of nothing. And I don't understand when we're ever getting Hey Hey synergy. And why is it uninkable? Stop giving bad cards uninkable. They need the inkable tagline.
Well, imagine if this was Reckless instead of, or excuse me, Rush instead of Reckless.
Yeah, that'd be nuts.
Just 5 ball. Oh my goodness, card be absurd. Otherwise, bulk.
Yeah, 1 star. Sorry, which is unfortunate. Again, really cool art to a 1-star card.
What can I say except you're welcome?
And now we have another form of Maui, the whale. Probably bigger in person. Our eyes may deceive us in portrait mode, but a 7-cost inkable 8/8. What whopper of a stat line. But with the drawback of this character can't ready at the start of your turn, and it costs 2 to ready the character, and they still can't quest.
I don't have words. I'd rather not rate this card.
I'm gonna give it a 1 star and move on.
Yeah, I don't even know, dude. That's like, why does that card exist?
Maybe we're a bit up from here with a 2-cost inkable Milo Thatch 2/2. While this character is at a location, he gets +2. So with the cost of likely free ink, you're looking at a 4/2 stat line. Not the worst, but only probably worth it if you can cheat out the move to a location and do it for free.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to see some amount of play in like a red-green location list. It's effectively at a location. It's just like Gaston, but it can quest. It's still situational. Like, I think it's like a fine card. I'd probably put it at like a 1.5 to 2.
Yeah, I think 1.5, but we'll be generous and give it a 2 because it might see play someday.
Yeah. Oh, this one's super sad.
Oh, is it? Okay, let's see. Moana, Born Leader, 5-cost, inkable, 4/4, shift free. Whenever this character quests while at a location, ready all other characters here. They can't quest for the rest of the turn. Quest for 2. This is maybe has usage.
So
it's slow.
Reasonable stat line. Quest for 2. Shift 3. All great characteristics. The fact that there is nothing to shift this on. There's a bunch of adjacent cost Moanas, and then there's 1 4-cost Moana. And like, you don't want to go 4 and then on 5 pay 3 to shift onto your 4. It just doesn't make sense. If we had a Goon or a 2-drop Moana, or I mean, like even Morph. Yeah, I mean we have Morph, but like I don't know that I necessarily want to play this in green red. Like, I would have rather play this in like blue red, but there's just no Moana to shift onto. That's like the downside. Yet. Yeah,
maybe soon. I mean, Moana is a beloved character, so hopefully we will see some smaller Moanas.
Yeah, I'd give her a 2.
2. Future potential.
Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely got future potential if we get like a 1 or a 2 cost Moana, and this can come down on 3.
Another Moana, but only slightly smaller. 3/4, evasive, but only quest for 1, so probably not seeing play.
No, I just play Pongo over it if I was trying to be aggressive. It
1
is
star.
a strict upgrade to Jetsam though, because it's a 3.
That's saying a lot.
3/3. Yeah.
At least Jetsam gets ability text, you know, from Flotsam characters. Nutsy, I drafted this 2/3, 2 cost. What more to say? Just a 2/3. Vanilla's not interesting to talk about, so we'll 1 star and move on. Unless we have a super cool stat line. Peter Pan, 3 cost inkable, 1 free rush. While you have a character named Tinkerbell in play, this character gets +2. It's a bit of an awkward card to play, as Tinkerbells are usually coming after you've played Peter Pan. Like the Tinkerbells you want to play are like 4 cost, so it's not going to be a free rush. It'll be a 1 free rush, and then the turn after be a free rush. So it's a bit weird.
It's a little awkward, but so like you have to consider, this isn't a 3-drop. Like you may play this on 3 on the or like on the play, because it is just like a 1/3 that quests for 2, especially if you're not against steal and you don't have to worry about damage based removal on it. But like later game applicability of just like having this like 3 ball that can hit something at any point in time from hand is like kind of cool. It's a little situational, but like you said, the Tinkerbell not lining up with it in a turn before it is pretty awkward. All of the Tinkerbells are like 3, 4, 5, 6. Like they're just, it doesn't exist. There's no Tinkerbell that exists before it, so I'd say probably like 2.
And in red we have Stitch, which we'll be seeing soon, which is also a rush card. I'd say 2. We might see use. I mean, the fact that it has 2 lore pips is nothing to scoff at. That works well in aggressive decks. Yeah. 6 cost, Peter Pan, inkable, Pirate's Bane, 4/5, shift 4. So this can shift on top of the previous Peter Pan the next turn. Evasive, quest for 2. Whenever he challenges a pirate character, this character takes no damage from the challenge. Maybe in a pirate meta, we could possibly maybe see this as a mirror tech.
Yeah, I think this card's a good, like reasonable shift line. The fact that it's an evasive 4/5, I think is like also pretty good. It's got an additional line of text and it quests for 2. It's got, you know, fairly decent body. If pirates ever dominate the format, then like, yeah, Peter Pan's just going to be an auto include. I think that the card is good. Like inherently is good. It's just not at its peak yet.
It needs to find its place. I'd put it as 3 star. The text is really promising.
Yeah, I definitely, I think it's a 3 star. Not taking damage in a challenge is like really, really good.
Yeah, like if there were sideboards in this game, this card would be run in sideboards. And even if there's not 100%. Sideboards, this card gets run in a pirate meta. And we have a really cool card from Ruby. They're getting another insane form of removal.
I hate this card.
4 cost, uninkable, Prince Eric, Expert Helmsman, 2/2. Whenever quest for 2, and whenever this character is banished, you may banish not posing challenging character, but chosen character full stop. So it has the set 1 Cruella de Vil effect of being able to choose whatever you want. So you can self-trigger it, banish something else. Teefs kills this. And it's just nuts. It's really
such a
nuts.
Good card. It's just like red just has all of the best removal. Like red's removal is just so good. Like, and the fact that this the fact that it is a 2/2 body synergizing with Teeth and Ambitions is just insane. You're like, yeah, I play that. Like, especially like, imagine your opponent like ramps and they've got like this like X2 dork and a beast in play, and you're like, I played this 3-drop on turn 4. I played Prince Eric. Like, sing the Teeth and Ambitions, kill your 2-drop, kill my Eric, kill your beast. Like, that feels so bad. It's just such a good card. It's absolutely a staple in red purple control decks. I would say like 4 star. I think this card's insanely good.
I think it's a big reason Kit has felt so good in an Emerald aggressive deck, because you can bounce this to hand and get around its ability to completely lock down your board.
Yeah, you've seen why Kit's such a good card now,
I
right?
love
Cards
Kit
like
now.
Ursula, Eric.
Honestly, we rated Kit 3 star. I think personally I'd put it up to 4 star after having played with it more.
Did we not say it was 4?
No, I think we said it was 3. Yeah, no, I would put it as 4 now.
It probably is a 4. Yeah, I think it probably is a 4.
Yeah, well, for anyone who went, you idiots, you undervalued it. There's your retribution. You, the viewer.
And next up, the saddest uncommon in the set.
5-cost inkable Scroop Backstabber 2/5. While this character has damage, he gets +3. Quest for 2. I like for while this character has damage, like Berserk effects. It reminds me a lot of early Hearthstone.
Stop. Card Soldiers is a 5-cost 5/5 quest for 2. Like,
no, I know. I'm just saying I like these types of effects. I don't think it's good. Yeah, I don't think it's good. I just like that they're starting to put in Berserk effects.
Yeah. Well, bye Scroop.
I mean, at least it's a pirate, right?
Sure, it's an alien pirate. You got me there.
True. The alien tag's coming in soon.
All the stitches are aliens. I'm just saying.
Oh, that could be crazy, actually. Next up, we have Simba Scrappy Cub. 2-cost uninkable, 1/1 quest for free. So basically, Pinocchio.
Red Pinocchio. Yeah, there's not much to be said. It's vanilla. It's aggressive. It's aggressive in another color other than purple. 3-star, just same amount as its pips.
I think there's something really messed up about the card art, right? Because I don't know if you ever watched like the Lion King direct-to-video VHSs as a kid, but I had an unfortunate access to a large amount of direct-to-video Disney movies, and they probably sucked. But one thing I clearly remember is how tasty the bugs looked. And you can see it in this card art. They look great, don't they? They look snackable. Like you could
sure don't.
You could just like chomp. You could chomp on one fresh out the jungle and be satiated. Lion King alone might be the only reason I was willing to try a bug. You ever had a chocolate grasshopper?
I have actually. I've also had like a scorpion and a lollipop.
Right? Yeah, they're quite good, aren't they? Oh, I haven't had the scorpion. Yeah. Anyway, this is 4-cost inkable, slightly lost boy, not majorly lost. No need to call his parents. For free, if you have a character named Peter Pan in play, you pay 1 less to play this character, and it's an evasive. 3-cost for free. That's okay. And it's evasive. That's decent. So I guess if you're having Peter Pan in your deck, I'd put it 2-star. Yeah. If you're running Peter Pans, this could have niche usage, very niche usage.
We just need a better Peter Pan, and like this card stock goes up. Ooh, I am excited for this little alien.
Little Rocket, 2-cost uninkable, 3/1 rush. This card is a new staple, in my opinion, in Ruby control decks. It's just, what a crazy stat line to come in at 2.
Yeah, I just think that for 2, like I'm treating this like Magic's lightning bolt, especially like when they finally turned their Ursula sideways. Like the fact that I can just spend 2 and like say, hey, get that Ursula out of here. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I do really, really like this card a lot. It's not seeing a ton of play, and I don't know why.
Is it not? I saw it a lot in Ruby Amber lists because it can shift.
Yeah, that's where I think it's going to shine, is in like Ruby, Amber, Mufasa, and also as a way to like answer opposing Ursulas and such. I think the card's pretty good. I think it's a 3, you know.
Yeah, me too.
2-cost. Even the fact that it's uninkable, like, is still like you don't really want to ink this card anyways. This is like, I treat this like a removal spell basically.
Yeah. And any low cost uninkable is like less bricky than other uninkables because you're more likely to be able to get it out of your hand easily. Like it's the same. It's the reason why you can run such a high amount of uninkables in an aggro deck, because you're playing most of them at 1 and 2.
Right. You can stay on 3 ink and play your Pinocchio and your Maleficent on turn 4, not ink, and still feel fine.
Literally. All right. Well, next card. Great card. Feel good about it. Now for a not so great card, 2-cost inkable, 3/1. Your character's named Nutsy, get +1. Laws for 1. I'd be quite concerned if my name was Nutsy and I was next to a not so sharp shooter. I'd be concerned for the future of my children and the possibilities of their existence.
Like they're both 2-cost too. Like I would have liked to have seen Nutsy stay at 2-cost, like 2/3.
Yeah.
And then see Trigger be like a 3-cost
with more stats.
2/2 that quested for 2.
Yeah. Because then you could like go quest for 2, quest for 2. That'd be pretty.
Right,
that'd be like, nutsy. That would be nutsy.
That would be nutsy. Don't get triggered by what we're saying, but like it just would have made more sense. The fact that they're both on 2 like doesn't make sense. Like when you put cards like this together, you want them to be like in some sort of order. Like you want to have
properly
a game plan.
Synergistic. You don't want to have a 1-drop with it to make it a good play.
Right, exactly.
Well, I guess that's why they didn't call it Sharpshooter, because this card is a miss. 1-star.
You're hitting them zingers today, bud.
This is what happens when we don't record at 3 a.m. My humor brain is working better. Free cost inkable, free for quest for one. I mean, yeah, it's vanilla.
Wardrobe, Yzma.
What did you say? As Jack Harlow said, it's vanilla, baby. And we move along.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, free cost inkable, dive bomb. Banish one of your characters with reckless to banish chosen character with less attack with that character. This is so bad.
It's so bad. It's like, okay, it's better than most diabolical because it's inkable.
It's got like niche it's got niche Maui synergy, and that's it.
Yeah, that's about it. It's a cool art, but like,
I mean, that's the curse of this set, right? Cool art equals bad card every time.
Yeah, I hate 2 for 1ing myself. That's the biggest problem I have.
Yeah, 2 for 1 removal is just almost never worth it because most things can be a 1 for 1 removal. All right, well, 1 star,
Dive
moving
bomb,
on.
Just like its stat.
I've got a dream that we'll see some better cards. 2 cost inkable, a character with cost 2 or more can sing. I don't know why I'm reading that. It's a song, you get the deal. Ready chosen character of yours at a location. They can't quest for the rest of the turn. Gain lore equal to that location's quest. Lore pips. So you get double value out of the lore pips. Surely there's got to be somewhere where you can play this card and get crazy value.
I think same thing with Peter Pan that we kind of went over. Once we get a location that has 3 lore pips on it, this card's going to be pretty good.
Yeah,
I'd give it a 2.
2 star. Future potential. On your feet now. 4 cost uninkable. Ready all your characters and deal 1 damage to each of them. They can't quest for the rest of his turn. This card is stinker, but I want to give it a 1.5 because imagine 2 free sets from now, we have a bunch of really good berserk effects, and that 1 damage self-damage is enough to give them all like +3 lore. Who knows?
Okay, sure, you got me. Like, I mean, to be fair, like they are printing bad cards to make bad Donald Duck evasive good.
True. Shout out to Wheels from Dicebreaker who made a Donald Duck Ruby Seal deck last set.
Oh, here's a very, very, very
good
common. Ooh, it's got our favorite keyword on it.
Voyage! It moves 2 characters for free to the same location. 1 cost card. I played 2 of these in my sealed because I got the worst packs. I had the lowest card quality, so I had to go for synergy. So I went for locations like Tiana's Castle. I played 2 Voyage, and I played 3 Vault. Do you even know what Vault is?
No.
It's a 4 cost inkable item that when on the field, all your locations and characters at locations get +1 resist and ward. And then I synergized that with do you know the Amethyst Magicka Dispel that gains lore equal to the cost of an item? Yeah, so I won a game with that combo.
Okay, I see with the synergies.
Yeah,
no, I like this card a lot. I think this card's super good. Like free. Move 2 characters for free for
2
1
cards?
and it's inkable. Yeah, like this card's strong. Yeah, as we start to get some more busted locations, like this card's gonna be nuts. This card's gonna be absolutely bonkers. I give it a 3.
Yeah, I'd say 3 star. 3 star's fair with potential to go to 4 star in the future with some nice synergy.
Right.
Now we have a really interesting card that I've seen you running in your pirate list. Maui's Fishhook. 3 cost inkable. If you have a character named Maui in play, you may use this item's shapeshift ability for free. And now this is really cool. We're finally getting choose 1 from multiple effect text, which leaves the room for buy 1 get 1 free effect text like Druids and Hearthstone. Who knows? But we can tap and pay 2 to choose 1 effect. Chosen character gains evasive until the start of your next turn, and chosen character gets +3 this turn. The evasive is really interesting because I've actually had some trouble playing into that where they've been able to give their cards evasive not only to remove my evasives, but to protect their card on my turn as well. And then just for +3, super nice. Like, we play things like Crab because it gives us extra attack to deal with locations and larger static characters to trade up, and especially if you have a Maui in play, like you are likely to in a Ruby deck, then not having to pay the 2 ink for this makes this kind of insane because you can do this once per turn.
Yeah, I think this card's like pretty good. I think the thing that, like, I'm gonna say it's a 3, but the thing that made this card playable is the fact that first option gives it until the start of your next turn. Yeah. Like, they could have just as easily said like it gains evasive for this turn or until end of turn. The fact that they gave it till the start of the next turn, like you can turn your Maui into a flying demigod and take out something in the sky, and then and like it can't be attacked. It can't get hit on the crackback. Very similar to Peter Pan's Shadow, but this card is inkable. It's less interactable. It doesn't get, you know, mollywopped by board wipes. I think the card's like pretty good. I think that the format needs to slow down a little bit for Maui's Fishhook to like really like sediment itself into the format as like a very, very good red item. Which red doesn't have like a ton of super great items. I think this is probably one of the better ones.
That's true. I can't think of a good red item. Dinner bell.
I tried, man. I tried to make that card work, but like 6 and it's uninkable.
It's rough. It's really bad.
Oh gosh. Yeah, like throw me a bone here.
I don't know if it even needed to be uninkable. Like, that's what confuses me about it. I still wouldn't play it if it was inkable. All right, and next up, we have Sumerian Talisman. 3-cost inkable. During your turn, whenever one of your characters is banished in a challenge, you may draw a card. Now, this is, I think, maybe somewhat better than Queen of Hearts, because Queen of Hearts, I find the issue that you're incentivized not to quest to keep it alive. You don't think?
No. Oh my God. I thought this card was so much better than it actually was. Like, I played it thinking like it was going to be like Queen of Hearts and I was going to attack into their thing and like banish it and I was going to draw a card. It's whenever one of your characters.
Oh, I didn't read that properly. I thought it was just when.
Yeah, no, it's like.
I thought it was when I've a character.
Like, I don't want to like intentionally like send my dudes to oblivion. like I want to take favorable trades where like their dude dies and mine doesn't and gets to stick around. Like, yeah, and it's only during your turn. Why did you have to put during your turn? Why couldn't it say whenever one of your characters is banished in a challenge, you draw a card? Like that would have been great.
Nuts.
That would have been nuts.
Make it uninkable and then do that. That would be crazy.
I played against like green purple hyper aggro and they had like a board of cursed merfolks and like I had to challenge them. I didn't have a choice. I'm like discarding cards, not dealing any damage to my dudes, and like now I just have no hand. I have this item in play that's not doing anything. I like played this for a couple of games and was like, this did not do what I thought it did at all.
Yeah, but this is one of those situations where I saw this in the reveal and I did not see the your characters at all.
Yep.
It got
me. It got me.
This is like when I didn't realize I didn't have to show the cards I was inking with Fishbone Quill. Anyway, head turner. First up, we have 3-cost inkable Agrabah. Quests for laws for 2, +1 to move, and 5 toughness. This is one of the better locations, I would say. Really solid.
Yeah, I really like this card a lot. I think it's great in mid-range or control shells. 5 is a lot of willpower, 2 is a lot of lore to gain uninteractively, and it's at a break point in between turns 2 and 4 where you're going to play characters that like your opponent has to answer. I've had Agrabahs on my opponent's side of the board just sit there for like 4 turns and gain them 8 lore, and I'm like, yeah, I can't come back from this. Huge fan of this card. I give it like a 3.5. It's definitely I don't think it's a 4. It's like a 3.5. We'll round it to a 3.
It could be a 4 again with more location synergy.
Yeah.
All right. Solid. Not much to say there. Just nice stats. And turner number 2. Jolly Roger. Wait, I don't think I've looked at this thing properly before. It only costs 1. 1 cost uninkable. 2 to move. 5 toughness. Jolly Roger hook ship. Characters gain rush while here. That's a better pocket watch, almost, maybe. The pirate characters may move here for free. Okay, that is a better pocket watch. Oh my god, that's nuts.
Yeah, I love Jolly Roger. Jolly Roger, when I saw this card spoiled, was the reason why like I wanted to build some pirates. Like it's just here's the thing that I like the most about it is that like I can play this with 1-drop Captain Hook and I don't have to play Captain Hook on turn 1. I don't have to play this on turn 1. I can keep that information secret. I can hold it right here. And my opponent thinks it's okay to turn their Pluto sideways. And I'm like, on turn 2, I got you. Jolly Roger, Captain Hook, attack. I like the surprise factor of it. This card does have some location synergies, which we'll discuss in a future video, but I really like Jolly Roger a lot. I think for an uncommon, like these are the types of effects that I want to see out of locations. I think for one, it's very powerful. Again, we're hitting free. I put this at a 4. I'm a little biased because I do love pirates and I want the pirate deck to just be so good. But like red purple exist and they have foxes and Mauis, and that's the last thing that location wants to see is fox and Maui.
Yeah, that is really tough. I think the saddest thing we're learning from this meta is that while there are a ton of great new decks, Ruby Amethyst just got a little bit better, and it was already a lot better than a lot of decks, so now it's just really good still. Even with the power level going up. All right, and next up we have, drumroll please, the final card of Ruby. RLS Legacy, Solar Galleon, 4 cost, uninkable, cost 3 to move, 8 toughness, lords for 2, characters gain evasive while here. If you have a character here, you pay 2 less to move a character of yours here. This card is insane. It is so hard to remove an 8 toughness card. If you have a Maui, better buff it with a crab, or you better have another card on the board because 8 is such a big number in Lorcana where games are finishing fairly quickly.
Yeah, I think this card's insane. This is like the epitome of what I want a location to be. I want it to have, I want it to be this like absolute menace on the field, and like it is 100% a menace. I have stared down many RLS Legacy as I watched my opponent's lore tick up to victory.
Is there an enchanted version? Because this art is insane.
There is an enchanted version of RLS Legacy as well. Yeah, I think this is right up there with either the best location in the game right now or the second best location in the game right now. And because it is its own separate new card type, I'm going to put RLS Legacy at a 5.
I'd say 5.
Just because,
yeah,
I think this card is, it's so crazy good. 8 is so much willpower for something that comes down on 4. What do you have on 4 that can deal 8? Nothing. Literally nothing. You'd have to go up to 9 before you have something that can deal with this, and that's Goofy.
That's wild.
I think Goofy's the only thing in the game that has like enough.
8 Goofy.
Well, okay, no,
well,
the
10,
Steel
sorry.
Maui, the 8 drop Steel Maui,
and this comes in at 4. This is a 4 cost card. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
it's gained
2 foxes at 6 cost, 2 foxes.
Sure, but it's already gained 4 at that point, and I've had characters in play that have had evasive and questing, and Jim Hawkins free, and RLS Legacy free. I don't know. I love the card.
This card's just nuts, and what a card to end it on. That is Ruby. Go check out the pirate deck. I'll be releasing a video on it soon, but I've got a different video coming out first because I feel like it's one of the only decks people haven't covered that is kind of insane right now. It's already out, and if it might be already out, it's probably already out, and if it isn't, wait for it. If it is, go watch it. Have a good one, guys. That's been me and RMB.